If you want to see my man, better drop the cash. Hi everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel and welcome to today's video. In today's video, I'm going to be answering your questions that you guys submitted to me on Instagram. I realized I hadn't done a Q&A in a while, so I put out the call for questions and you guys answered. I have a couple of questions here. They're about life, my job, relationships, everything and everything in between, you know, all that good stuff. All right, our first question is, how did you meet Sugar Daddy? So if you do not know, Sugar Daddy is the nickname I give to my boyfriend because he takes care of me like nobody else has taken care of me. He's basically my sugar daddy. We actually met on Instagram. I do not remember what our first conversation was about, but the earliest conversation I remember us having was him DMing me about Burna Boy's new album. That time I was working at that music streaming company, and I posted that I was listening to the album, and he DM'd me asking me like what I thought about the album. And ever since then we have been talking. Yeah, that's how we met. We were talking for like a full year. Would I say a year? Maybe it was 6 months to a year, I can't remember, but we were talking for quite a bit before we actually met face to face. He actually sent me a gift on my birthday before we met, and I was like, whoa, that really impressed me. And I was like, oh wow, this guy is giving me a gift even though he doesn't even, like, we've never met before and everything like that. When he asked me out on a date, I was just like, yeah, sure, why not? We've been talking for so long and I was really comfortable talking with him. I decided to give him a chance, and here we are 3 years later. All right, next question. How do you balance work and creating content? Well. I think I have a good handle on it right now because I know what my priorities are. I know from Monday to Friday, the priority is work. I could try to create some content here and there, which is what I try to do for Instagram, but I don't force it on myself. I've said to myself, Monday to Friday is for you to work, and then Saturday to Sunday is for you to create content. And I realized that the content that I can adequately prepare and create in this timeline I have is for YouTube. So instead of putting so much pressure on myself to create content for Instagram, create content for TikTok, create content for YouTube, I decided to narrow my focus down to YouTube, which is why I have been a bit more consistent on YouTube, and I'm seeing the subscribers growing, so I'm so happy. So my focus is on YouTube, and then if I have the time, if the spirit moves me, I'll post on TikTok, I'll post on Instagram, but honestly my main focus has been on YouTube. And because my main focus is on YouTube now, I have been able to balance everything out. I'm not trying to say that Monday to Friday I'm not doing anything related to YouTube, but I do leave that time for my job, and then I use the time in the evening to, you know, film videos or do other things. Since I narrowed my focus down to YouTube, my work-life balance has been a little bit easier. I hope it continues to be easy, and I hope my YouTube channel continues to grow as well. All right, next question here. What is your current favorite anime? This is a good question because my current favorite has changed in the last couple of months. My current favorite anime right now is Mob Psycho 100. I finished watching season 3 a few weeks ago. I was just blown away. I was just amazed. It is one of the best stories I have ever seen in any form of media. I absolutely love it. I love the message it has. Before Mob Psycho 100 became my favorite anime, it was Attack on Titan. I don't know if I've ever shared how much I love Attack on Titan. The story of it is just amazing. It starts off as one thing and then becomes something else. I was just amazed. Every season I watched Attack on Titan, I was just like blown out of the water, and I can't wait for the new season to drop. I can't wait for the final episode. Like, I'm so excited. But Mob Psycho 100 came and took over, and it is now my current favorite anime. Maybe once I rewatch Attack on Titan the bajillionth time, I'll say no, Attack on Titan back on top. But for now, it's Mob Psycho 100. Okay, so this one's about work. It goes, how do I get a similar job to what you have? 1, be lucky to DM the person that you're supposed to DM, because that's how I got my job. I DM'd my friend Jennifer and I was like, yo, your company, you look like you guys are cool. Are you guys, you have an open role? And she was like, no, not now. And then a couple of weeks later, she was like, yes. Take advantage of opportunities. If you see something and in your heart of hearts, it tells you, something moves you to either send a message or send an email, do it. The worst thing that'll happen is that no one will reply, and the best thing that'll happen is that you get a job. 2, I would say brush up on your skills, brush up on your writing skills, so brush up on your project management skills, brush up on your content creation and content marketing skills, because that's basically what I do. I do content marketing. Basically become comfortable with learning how to create content and using that content to further business goals. If you want a similar job to what I have, figure out how you can create content that will help a business. I hope I was able to answer that question. Next question we have here is, why do you like going to raves? I love going to raves because there is no judgment, there is no pretense, it's just you and the music. It's amazing. When you go to a Lagos club, there is a minimum spend, there is a way you have to dress, and sometimes the music might be great, but it's not what I want to listen to all the time. When I go to raves, I'm there listening to music that I don't hear on a daily basis. I do listen to EDM and house music like on my own personal time, but I'm not listening to it 24/7. So when I go to a rave, I get to hear EDM, house music in a completely different way. I get to meet people that I usually do not see, because I only go to raves like about once or twice a month. I get to connect with like-minded people as well. It's just fun. It's just amazing, and I get to dance and sweat my ass off. Honestly, I can say right now, going to a rave is part of my workout routine, because I always close my rings whenever I go to sweat it out. Like, it always happens. So I go to raves because people are not pretentious, people are not bouncing me at the door for not looking the part. I can wear slippers, I can wear flats, I can be comfortable, I can look like a bum, I could dress the fuck up. I just love the fact I can be myself and enjoy the music. I'm not being made to spend a minimum on a bottle. I'm not being made to dress or look a particular way. I can be myself. All right, next question here. Can you please do more cooking content? So here's the thing. There's this thing called the vocal minority, where a lot of comments will reflect something, and then when you create content based on that thing, the numbers aren't matching the amount of noise. And this is a thing that happens with content creators a lot, where you have the comments screaming for something, and then you'll do that thing and the numbers don't match up, and which is why I stopped doing cooking content. Everybody was like, oh, do cooking content, do cooking content, do cooking content, but the numbers were not numbering, you know, it wasn't adding up. So in my head, I'm like, I think it's just a select few of you guys that really want to see my cooking content. If that's not the case, then please correct me in the comment section. Go into the comments and let me know how much you want to see cooking content from me. I'm already trying to do a little more cooking content on Instagram, but really I want my YouTube to be focused on my life in Lagos and exploring things in Lagos. Maybe once in a while I'll throw in a home recipe here or there, but like, again, I was making cooking content, the numbers were not numbering, and I was just like, yeah, it's not adding up. The mass is not massive. If I'm wrong, please go into the comment section below and let me know how much you want cooking content, if you really want it back. All right, next question here. Are you going to Japa and leave us here in Nigeria? This is a question and this is a thought that I have been thinking about and that has been in my head for quite some time. So see, kind of want to Japa, but at the same time I don't want to Japa. I don't want to Japa because I finally have built a life for myself and I like my life. I mean, I've moved out of my parents' house, I have a good job, I have this, and I'm pretty happy what I have right now. But at the same time, it's like I built a bubble for myself, and slowly the realities of my environment are kind of like chipping away at the little bubble that I have built. I'm very worried in that one day Nigeria is just going to Nigeria and happen to me. So it's been on my mind that I should leave this country. I would get a good job elsewhere. I'll probably be a good entrant or like a good application for Canada, that kind of thing. But like, I don't know, I really like living in Nigeria. I really like seeing, you know, my people around me. Japaing and starting a brand new life is not easy at all. I went to America for my master's degree and I know the depression and I know how it felt when I was there. I felt super alone. Granted, if you're going to Canada right now, there's going to be a whole community of people there with you. A community of Nigerians in Canada. But at the same time, you're building your life from scratch. I don't know if I want to do that, honestly. So right now, it's just like, it's milling in my head. It's just in my head. I'm trying to decide. I'm basically trying to decide if I want to do it or not. Next question here. When will you show your man. So here's the thing, he doesn't want to be shown. He's not a social media kind of person. In fact, his account looks like a spam account. He's not a social media person. He's not comfortable on camera. He's not comfortable being shown. He did say in a previous vlog, if I remember really well, that he will be willing to show his face for $50,000. They've been asking me questions.
What kind of question?
When are you going to reveal your sugar daddy to us?
You know how like when celebrities like have like babies, and you hear, oh, People magazine paid $1 million for exclusive pictures.
So you want your review to be like that?
Yeah, exactly.
You want someone to pay?
Your people need to pay.
The baseline is 50 USD, so 50 stacks. So if any brand out there or if any individual out there really wants to see my boyfriend's face, you're gonna have to pay some monies to see his face. If you want to see my man, better drop the cash. Next question, how did you teach yourself how to do the split? If you don't follow me on Instagram and if you're just on YouTube and you don't know, I know how to do the split. Was March 2020. I told myself I was going to teach myself how to do splits. Like, this is the perfect time. I'm not going anywhere. I have enough ample time to work out in the morning. And what I eventually started doing was like I would practice in the morning and then I would practice in the afternoon or evening. And I was also going on walks as well. So I was really in my fitness bag. I was walking every day. I was working out 2 to 3 times a day, and that's why I became so skinny during the pandemic. I went to a size 0. But basically I practice over and over again, and I am actually thinking of putting together like a YouTube video on how I taught myself how to do the split. If you're interested in that video, please leave a comment below. But basically what I did is that I practiced a lot, and I also practiced hip opening poses. So all the moves and all the poses that we're doing were all based in hip opening, flexibility, lower body flexibility. I wasn't just doing yoga for the sake of doing yoga. I was doing yoga that was mainly targeting my lower body, hip opening, psoas muscles, hamstrings, all that jazz. Everything lower body is what I was really working on, and that's how I was able to teach myself how to do splits. All right, and this is the last question. Oh my god, how are you? Really? Well, thank you so much for that question. And how am I? I'm so. My anxiety is anxiety. Nigeria is currently giving me heart palpitations, but I'm okay. I'm fine. My happiness is kind of like at, I would say, 70-80%. So it's high, but it's not like a-okay. Life right now is a solid B+. And that's a good place to be, I would like to say. And I'm thankful for the universe, and I'm thankful for all the beings out there that have allowed this life to be like this. Life is good, and how am I? I'm good. I'm doing good. And that is it for questions today. Thank you so much for indulging me and submitting your questions, and thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please let me know by leaving me a comment below. Also leave me a comment based on the things I said in the video. If you guys want cooking content, what was the other thing I said? I can't remember, but yeah, leave all the comments below. Do not forget to drop your questions for the subscribe button, yes, so you can always keep this beautiful face on YouTube. Do not forget to tap the notification bell so that you always get notifications whenever I upload a new video. Don't forget to earnestly await the like button. It's very hard to come up with puns related to this, but like, just stick with me, okay? Thank you. The like button so that you can tell YouTube that this video is awesome, and it will recommend this video to other people as well. Do not forget to be awesome, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!